What if everything humanity has learned about our position in the universe was wrong? Not a little wrong, not just off by a few degrees or missing a few variables, but entirely and fundamentally wrong? What if Earth is not merely a rock orbiting a mid-tier star on the outskirts of a typical galaxy? What if our little blue world is not drifting aimlessly through an expanding void? What if Earth is the center of the universe? Not metaphorically. Not spiritually. Not symbolically. But literally, the fixed point around which all celestial bodies revolve, the axis of existence, the still eye of a turning cosmos. It's a proposition that would upend modern physics, erase centuries of astronomical consensus, and resurrect ideas we buried long ago. It challenges Newton's apple, Einstein's equations, Hubble's expansion, and the very foundation of the Big Bang. It disrupts spacetime, dismantles relativity, and redefines gravity itself. Yet, for thousands of years, that's exactly what we believed. In this alternate reality, this thought experiment taken to its logical extreme, we explore a universe where Earth is the center. What scientific, historical, psychological, and philosophical consequences would follow? How would we live? What would we discover? And what cosmic truths might finally be revealed? Join us on this deep journey into a world unlike our own, but frighteningly familiar. A world where everything revolves around us. Chapter 1, The Geocentric Past, A Return to Ancient Eyes. Before telescopes pierced the sky, before rockets carried machines into orbit, and long before satellites tracked the edge of the observable universe, there was one belief that united ancient civilizations across continents and centuries. The belief that Earth was the center of it all. To the early astronomers of Babylon, the sky was a divine calendar, each star a message from the gods. Egyptians mapped the heavens as a mirror to their society, embedding cosmic order into the pyramids themselves. Ancient Chinese observers recorded celestial movements with stunning precision, convinced that the cosmos moved in harmonious cycles around their sovereign world. But it was the Greeks who built the intellectual scaffolding that would define geocentrism for more than a millennium. Aristotle imagined a spherical Earth surrounded by crystalline spheres, each containing planets and stars fixed in concentric orbits. Ptolemy, living centuries later in Roman Egypt, gave the geocentric model mathematical precision. His Almagest described epicycles, circles upon circles, to account for planetary motion. Though complex, it worked. For 1,400 years, it was science. And more than science, it was meaning. Earth's centrality aligned with humanity's special status. The Church embraced geocentrism not just as a cosmological truth, but as theological affirmation. Heaven was up. Hell was down. Earth was the sacred stage where divine history played out. In our alternate reality, this model never died. It wasn't challenged by Copernicus or disproven by Galileo. It wasn't undone by Kepler's ellipses or Newton's laws. The telescope revealed a cosmos that confirmed Earth's stillness, a sky that spun around us with ordered grace. This isn't ignorance. It's evidence. The stars don't shift with parallax. Distant galaxies don't flee in redshift. Every observable fact points to one conclusion: Earth stands still, and the universe moves. In this reality, ancient eyes never lost their truth. And we never lost our place. Chapter 2, Physics Reborn, Laws from the Center. In our universe, Newton showed that gravity was universal, an attractive force between any two masses. Einstein refined it further: mass bends spacetime, and motion is relative. There is no absolute position, no cosmic center. But if Earth truly is the center, not just of our solar system, but of all existence, then these laws collapse. A new physics must emerge. One where Earth is the fixed frame of reference. One where the rest of the universe orbits, spirals, and rotates around this central point. Imagine gravity no longer as a pull between objects, but as a universal compression, a pressure from the fabric of reality itself, pushing all matter inward. Earth, then, is not just a mass, it's the focal point of this compression. Like the drain in a cosmic sink, all movement curves toward us. This theory would explain why stars circle in perfect paths, why galaxies align in concentric shells, and why every measurement, no matter the direction, leads back to Earth. We'd need new equations. Newton's laws would be rewritten to account for absolute motion. Einstein's relativity would be replaced by a kind of cosmic absolutism, where Earth's location is privileged, not relative. Quantum mechanics, still wild and unresolved, might finally find order if wave functions collapse based on proximity to Earth's center. Astrophysicists in this reality don't search for symmetry in the laws of nature. They search for asymmetry, the imbalance that gives Earth its cosmic weight. This new physics might even hint at a creator, or at least a mechanism of origin. Why is Earth the center? Was it a random emergence, or a deliberate design? Chapter 3, The Mechanics of the Universe, Dancing Around the Core. In the heliocentric model, planets orbit the Sun in elliptical paths due to gravitational attraction. Stars and galaxies drift through an expanding universe, shaped by the remnants of a Big Bang. But in a geocentric universe, none of this is true. Instead, the cosmos is a spinning shell. Stars, planets, and galaxies rotate around Earth in perfect balance, as if choreographed by some grand celestial director. The Sun circles us every 24 hours. The Moon performs a tighter dance, its phases the result of complex shadow mechanics in a moving firmament. Planets no longer orbit the Sun, but trace beautiful spirals around Earth, looping and spinning in intricate paths dictated by unknown cosmic gears. Retrograde motion, that puzzling backward drift of Mars and other planets, is not an illusion, but a natural result of their helix-like orbits through a rotating cosmic lattice. Galaxies form shells around Earth. They don't drift apart, because the universe isn't expanding, it's turning. Like a vinyl record, the cosmos spins with steady rhythm, every object locked into place by the centripetal force of divine design. We would observe the same phenomena as in our own universe: eclipses, transits, star clusters, even nebulae, but their causes would differ. In this model, starlight doesn't travel billions of light years. Instead, space bends more drastically, or the stars themselves are closer than we believe. Light behaves differently, not because of speed limits, but because of spatial anchoring. Every photon ultimately bends homeward, like a boomerang. Telescopes would be recalibrated. Satellites would align with Earth's zero-point vector. Space stations would stabilize around not just mass, but direction. The universe becomes a clockwork masterpiece, and Earth, its ticking heart. Chapter 4, Religion and Purpose, Vindication of the Spirit. For centuries, religious and spiritual traditions insisted that humanity had purpose. That Earth mattered. That we were seen. Then science told us otherwise. That we are a chemical accident on a drifting rock. That meaning is invented, not discovered. But in this geocentric reality, the soul of religion rises again, not as metaphor, but as fact. Scriptures from across cultures suddenly align with reality. The biblical idea of a firmament that holds back the heavens. The Islamic image of 7 heavens stacked in order. The Vedic vision of cosmic cycles with Earth as the sacred axis. The dreamtime of indigenous peoples, where land and sky are eternally connected. These are not poetry. They are physics. The centrality of Earth gives humanity weight, not just scientifically, but spiritually. We are no longer alone. We are no longer meaningless. In this world, theological debates gain urgency. Who speaks for the center? What ideology claims the right to interpret the cosmic truth? Fundamentalist movements might rise. New philosophies could emerge, some peaceful, others radical. At the same time, a global spiritual renaissance might occur. Temples aligned with celestial motion. Pilgrimages to magnetic null zones. Rituals synced with planetary orbits. Even atheism would transform. Denial of divinity would be replaced by awe of structure, reverence for the complexity that placed us in the middle. Meaning returns, but not without consequences. Chapter 5, The Psychological Fallout, How Humanity Handles Cosmic Importance, continued. In this universe, where Earth is the beating heart of reality, humans find themselves trapped in a paradox, empowered and paralyzed. For some, it's the greatest gift, a validation of every religious scripture, philosophical wonder, and childhood dream. For others, it's a nightmare, the feeling that all actions are observed, all mistakes magnified by cosmic importance. Think of the cultural narratives that would emerge in this setting. Countries might construct their identities around how close they are to the true center of Earth. The prime meridian might become a sacred dividing line. Longitude and latitude wouldn't just mark geography, they might mark value, destiny, even purity. Even within nations, ideologies would rise around personal proximity to the center of centers. Would a person born in the geographic center of the planet be considered special? Would they be raised differently? Idolized? Religious interpretations would spiral in every direction. Some would claim Earth's centrality proves intelligent design, that we are God's favored children. Others would see it as proof of simulation, that someone placed us here deliberately, and now they're watching. Mental health professionals would have to rethink the foundation of identity. Therapies would evolve to treat cosmic anxiety, the fear of messing up in a universe that revolves around you. New philosophies would arise, blending Stoicism with universal stewardship. Chapter 6, A Rewritten History, How Events Would Have Unfolded Differently, expanded. If humanity always knew Earth was the center of the universe, then our path through time would look vastly different. Let's start with ancient civilizations. The Sumerians, Egyptians, Mayans, all of them had cosmologies that placed Earth in a central, sacred role. In this alternate universe, their models are validated by science. As a result, technological progress might have accelerated in some regions. The pyramids of Egypt and Mesoamerica might become centers of not just religious, but scientific learning. The Library of Alexandria? Preserved. Expanded. Perhaps Earth-centric star charts fill its halls, and scholars debate gravitational geometry under candlelight, centuries before Newton is born. In the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church, which already supported geocentrism, would wield even more influence. But instead of resisting science, electricity, combustion, all tailored toward studying the outer layers of reality. And the space race? Not just about reaching the moon, but about probing the limits of the universe's shell, the furthest celestial boundaries that still acknowledge Earth's dominance. Chapter 7, Astronomy Reimagined, New Tools, New Theories, New Skies, expanded. With Earth at the center, astronomers face a universe that doesn't expand, it rotates. All celestial objects orbit Earth in an intricate ballet. Parallax doesn't prove distance, but motion. Redshift isn't a product of expansion, but a harmonic Doppler echo from cosmic shells. So how do we measure the universe? Astronomers would develop instruments not to look outward into empty space, but to chart spherical orbits of known celestial bodies. Telescopes track the rhythmic sway of stars like a conductor following a cosmic orchestra. Each star's brightness and position would be indexed to a global, cosmic clock. Satellites would require complex recalibration. Since everything moves around Earth, orbital mechanics becomes an exercise in navigating spinning space, not just planetary orbits. Imagine observatories constructed deep underground to shield from cosmic distortion. They wouldn't be passive instruments, they would listen to space, detecting waves and pulses that orbit Earth like sonar readings from the deep sea. New sciences would emerge. Geoastrodynamics, the study of how celestial bodies orbit Earth in perfect harmony. Chronogeometry, a field blending timekeeping with spatial awareness, charting the rhythm of rotating galaxies. Spherophysics, a new physics centered around shell-like motions of stars and energy waves. The Hubble Space Telescope? In this reality, it might be called the Ptolemy array, focused inward to capture the pulsating beat of cosmic concentricity. Its images wouldn't show receding galaxies, but vibrant, orbiting galaxies locked in symphonic motion. This astronomy wouldn't just be a science, it would be a form of cosmic choreography. Chapter 8, Space Travel in a Geocentric Cosmos, Expanded. Traveling through space in this universe is more than overcoming gravity. It's navigating an entire structure built around a fixed center. Traditional rockets, designed under the assumption of linear trajectories, would fail. Instead, propulsion would need to work with, not against, the cosmic flow. Engineers might develop vortex drives, propulsion systems that spiral outward, mimicking the paths of orbiting bodies. The goal wouldn't be to escape Earth's pull but to ride the universe's rotation, like a surfer catching the perfect wave. Orbital stations would require recalculated momentum. Launch paths couldn't be straight, they'd be arced, calculated against rotating shells of influence. Time dilation effects would become more pronounced the farther one moves from the center. Astronauts returning from deep space might experience years differently than those who remained on Earth. Deep space probes would face the cosmic return force, a phenomenon where space itself bends back toward Earth, like a rubber band resisting stretch. Past a certain point, probes might slow down, curve back, or even disappear, as if space folds to prevent escape. This might inspire a new age of research not into reaching other stars, but into understanding why the universe is so reluctant to let us go. Entire fields would focus on artificial stabilization, creating nodes in space where forces cancel out, forming gateways or observatories in the sky. Rather than conquering space, humanity becomes the conductor of its cosmic symphony, carefully sending missions to harmonize with, not defy, the rotation of reality. Chapter 9, Alien Life, Would They Be Coming to Us? Expanded. In a universe where Earth is the cosmic center, alien life, if it exists, must surely know it. And that changes everything. Rather than exploring outward, alien civilizations might evolve inward, gradually moving closer to the heart of the cosmos. Earth becomes the inevitable destination. There are many possibilities. The galactic pilgrims, civilizations that, upon discovering Earth's centrality, send emissaries across millennia to make contact. Their cultures revere Earth, perhaps even worship it. The Watchers, advanced species stationed on the outer shells of the universe, observing us silently, not to interfere, but to study the heart of cosmic existence. The Protectors, alien races that have appointed themselves guardians of Earth, warding off threats, nudging evolution, ensuring the central world remains stable. The threat, perhaps some species fear Earth's role. To them, it's not divine, it's dangerous. A fluke. A mistake that must be corrected or erased. Would we even recognize alien visitors? In this cosmic structure, they might not travel through space but through harmonics, vibrating between universal shells like tuning forks. Diplomatic contact would be more than first contact, it would be first acknowledgement. The moment when the universe admits, yes, you're the center. And we've been watching. Such knowledge would fracture global unity, or cement it. Earth would need a planetary government, not just to manage itself, but to represent humanity to the stars. Chapter 10, The Future of a Centered Earth, Destiny, Stewardship, and Cosmic Responsibility, Expanded. With great centrality comes great responsibility. Humanity must rise to the occasion, not just to survive, but to serve. We are no longer just inhabitants, we are the stewards of cosmic balance. Climate change becomes not just a global issue, but a universal disgrace. If Earth is the hub of all existence, then polluting it is like poisoning the source of reality. Peace becomes more than diplomacy, it becomes a universal obligation. Every war, every injustice, reverberates across creation. Education must pivot toward cosmic literacy. Children will learn not just math and science, but ethics of stewardship. History classes will teach humanity's role in the cosmos. Philosophy and science merge. Fields like cosmic responsibility studies and interstellar ethics become core curricula. Technological development focuses on sustainability, preservation, and observation. We build not to dominate, but to witness, to understand. Perhaps we create a global cosmic council, a unified governance body that speaks for Earth to the stars. Embassies for alien civilizations. Planetary treaties. Universal charters for coexistence. And spiritually? A new movement arises, not religious in the traditional sense,